I mean, there's so many different theories and so many different ways that it's hard to really identify exactly why they came up with this, but there's obviously a reason. The big hype around this was that they're trying to hide Nibiru. That was the really big topic, and right now it comes around every 3,600 years, and we're right within that time frame. There's been a ton of visual evidence, including photographs, videos, a number of things that I was following quite some time, even before I realized about the Mandela effect was actually occurring. But Ty actually, he showed a video. He showed a video with the vortex almost, where we're spiraling through, I guess, the galaxy, and some, almost like we're just rocketing through, the solar system or whatever, and all these planets are kind of orbiting around us as well. So, but then again, I don't know how to identify that. I mean, how can you really prove it? I mean, everything so far that I've seen, a lot of the stuff it just appears to be fake. But again, this is, who knows? I mean, is this a Mandela effect?
Oh yeah. The great.
I don't know.
Mandela effect.
I know. It just makes me scratch my head. I'm like, huh? I mean, because there's always something else. There's always something, and it just never ever ends. But I mean, I like Ty's theory on this. It's definitely intriguing, and definitely would lend itself to one step closer, kind of trying to put a pinpoint it on what the cause is. Because as far as I'm concerned, CERN, Kindred, D-Wave, Illuminati, I don't think it has any bearing in what this thing is all about. I'm still under the belief that this is the apocalypse, that we're basically in for the long haul. We're just enjoy the ride.
Well, apparently it is a ride through space, space and time. And,
I mean, but if you've ever seen Regado's videos, and I'm sure you guys have seen quite a few of them, I mean, he's got a lot of things that he mentions, rings very true to me. It resonates, and it kind of makes a lot of sense, mainly because a lot of people's behaviors and, just in simple conversation, trying to make someone aware of what's going on, the behaviors are just so, abnormal. So
way to describe it, abnormal.
well, exactly, because normal people wouldn't behave that way. They would say, "Oh, they'd be analytical." Well, maybe they'd say, I don't know, or whatever, and that's okay. That's fine if they don't know. But I mean, for people to say they don't know about things that, like, for example, the people that I once knew that were, highly educated, were very intuitive, knew a lot about a lot of stuff. All of a sudden, they don't know anything. It's like, really? Who the hell are you? You've got to be somebody else, because you were once astute at one point in time. You were diligent. You actually had a good brain in your head, and now you don't even want me to talk about something that you've known this is what I've been about. I've always been intrigued of where we've come from. This is not something new. But the moment that I bring up something like this, you become like standoffish and quite frankly, kind of an a-hole about it. And so you don't want me to talk about this, and why am I talking about this? Am I going crazy? It just doesn't make any sense for me to mention something like this, and all of a sudden I'm labeled as a lunatic.
And no, you're not. You're definitely not a lunatic. It's natural to feel uneasy about something that is disturbing like this. Things are changing all around us.
Yep, continuously. And that's one thing that as I've mentioned this multiple times, there's constant changing. There's constant, differences that are occurring, events that are taking place, things that we remember, things that are popping up that weren't there before, people reemerging, and living, and that were dead for a long period of time. I mean, we know this. We've seen this. After a while, for me, it's like I just had to take this little step back, because it was giving me just an immense headache of just hearing all these things. I'm like, I just need to kind of step back and, really just kind of, settle down for a little bit, because I was becoming quite overwhelmed. with all the things that were coming at me from all different directions. Like, I got to breathe. I got to breathe for a moment because this is becoming, I mean, it was already very real of what I was experiencing, but having coming from all, you know, all different resources and stuff, it really does take a toll. It physically and mentally and emotionally drains me, you know, and it's like, I gotta stop for just a moment, you know, and just take a step back and realize that, you know, I gotta get in touch with my you know, my creator, and just, you know, start getting more, back into spiritual sense, and you know, kind of feeling that love in that direction, because I didn't want to live in fear. And that's kind of how I was feeling for a long time, getting, you know, like little panic attacks. Like, you know, this is going to happen, but, you know, we can't identify when it's going to happen, and it's beyond our control. You know, to be quite honest, there's nothing that we can do about it.
Exactly. That's what everyone else is going to sit there and tell us. You know, it's out of our control, and
it is.
You know, but
I mean,
I believe to a degree some of it we can control. You know.
Well, and I think you're right too. I mean, I think you're right. You know, I think that, you know, it's interesting to hear the different theories and being open-minded to each and every one of them, because all of them may have their credence, and some of these may ring true with a lot of people. You know, I'll just dumb it down for the people. I don't even know if we're live right now, Brian, but if we are, I'll dumb it down. Look, you know, when my body has changed the way that you know, from the way that I remember it. And I know my body very well. I mean, I think most people should know their bodies. But me being an artist as well, you know, I've drawn the physical anatomy. I've always known where my stomach is and where my kidneys were, and, you know, what my liver looks like, and, you know, that my nose and my skull and eye socket. I knew these things. And now they're different. And my ribs, you know what I mean? Come on. You know, these are things that I've known. I've known all my life. And now they're different, and then everyone just kind of goes with the flow. Yeah, they've always been like that. No, they have not. And that right there lends its, you know, more rationale to, you know, this is something where, you know, again, for me, it's almost like I was put into a different body, and that would even lend even more credence, because the people that I once knew intimately, now they're completely different people. So it's like, well, where am I? This has got to be. You know, some kind of simulation or something is happening where it's so real that, I mean, we just can't seem to break free from it. Or, you know, we have zapped ourselves into a different timeline or something. That's the only thing I can really factor in, because even with a lot of the events that I remember and studying all throughout my life, and I'm a history buff, love history. And when I'm looking back at some of the history, things that I've known throughout history, and they've changed this drastically, it's, you know, it's shocking.
You mean like the Tom explosion of 1916?
Yeah, yep, exactly. Was it 1916, I think it was, yeah.
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Well, I mean, there's so many, let's just take a look at the Statue of Liberty. How many different Emmys are with the Statue of Liberty alone?
Oh, there's tons.
Tons, just that alone. I mean, it's just one after the other. I mean, you know, Statue of Liberty was never on Liberty Island as far as I'm concerned, but now it is. You know, she didn't have chains on her ankles. Now she does. She was never once a black woman, you know, from France, but now apparently that was like the first, you know, the first rendition before the United States decided to send it back. You know, there's just so many things. You know, I mean, and let's even take this a step further. Yeah, let's say Black Tom. That attack never happened. We were never attacked by the Germans. I mean, you know, somewhere in history, I know I would have heard about that. And by the way, here's why it didn't happen, because I've actually known people in my past that have been up into the arm, into the you know, the top part of the arm where you can stand around and like go like right around the flames and all that. I've known people that have gone up there. So, you know, now as far as, I mean, this is back a long time ago. I probably couldn't get in touch with them if I wanted to, but I mean, I've known people that have gone up there. They've, you know, I've heard stories and all these things too. So, and now it's like they're telling me that you haven't been able to go up there in over 100 years. Come on, man. That's ridiculous.
We got some people in the chat I wanted to definitely give some shout-outs to. We got Jeremy C out there. Hey, Jeremy, what's up? Dolly.
Hey, what's up, Jeremy?
Hey, Dolly.
Hey, Dolly.
Charles Villarreal. Hey, what's up, man?
What's up, guys?
What's up, you guys? Yeah, so Dolly says my philosophy is that facts change, truth never changes, and that's true. I go a lot along with that one.
Well, and that, of course, I mean, but you're right. The facts, the facts and what we remember will never change. But the reality is that in this day and age, the facts have absolutely changed.
Hey, Lynn. Absolutely. And Teresa, what do you think about all this? I mean, especially with the new organs. I know you freak out every time we find a new organ, just like I do. There's a large one that's been discovered. Charles says here, the large organ has been discovered, and it will change the understanding of the mind, body, and soul. He says even light genes have been discovered. It should help with the understanding of the new organ. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get more changes, guys, down the line. I think it's gonna keep going.
Oh, for sure.
I really do.
There's no end. There's no end in sight. This is on the daily, almost minute by minute.
Well,
and the thing is that we're going to see a lot more of these, but then again, we're also going to see a lot of flip flops that make us look like like we're absolutely.
Do you guys
out of our
feel that
minds.
you're feeling better with all these changes? Because I feel different. Like, is this making us stronger?
I think there's a certain amount of, when you see a lot of these things, at first, of course, they'll send you into a tailspin, but it's almost like desensitized after a while. It's like kind of like, okay, there's another thing. Okay, there's another thing. I mean, we still understand it. We get it. But, I mean, it's not about, missing dashes and dots and, lyrical changes. I completely agree. Some things I can't identify with because I just don't know enough about them, and I'm more than happy to say, hey, listen, I don't know, and it may be, I have not met a single person as of yet that has the exact same, beliefs or remembrances that I have. I mean, some of them come a lot, really close. They come like really, really close. So that right there that's strange all by itself too. Now, is that because who knows? Maybe some of us are absorbing this new reality, but then again, you guys remember one thing, some people remember another one. I think that truly there's got to be, everyone's emerging from different, maybe timeline. I don't know. I don't know how to identify that, but
so you're saying that we're all, even though we're all being able to communicate all together, in the show, that we're all coming from different timelines?
I would say that would probably be the most logical sense.
So, can any of us be from the same timeline, like Brian and me? Can we be from the same timeline? That's what I wonder.
I think that if you guys, again, we're sharing all these experiences, one after the other, after the other, after the other. Some of these are going to resonate with some of you guys, and some of them aren't. Or in some cases, maybe even have two different remembrances of them as well. I've noticed, a couple of different instances where I actually have two different you mean
like dual memories?
Dual memories, yeah, exactly. The dual memories.
Brian and I share that a lot. Dual memories, right, Brian? Brian, is he still there?
Oh, he's muted for a moment.
I'm sorry, I was muted.
I said, don't you and I have a lot of dual memories that we share a lot together? Like we'll remember some both ways.
Yes, like Captain Crunch, for instance. I did that little video earlier where... And I got to thank Adam Bachwich for finding that for me. Season 5, Episode 15 that was aired recently, March, last month. Of course, I think it was like March 11th or something like that. This show called Mom, and they featured Captain Crunch. So they know that we're mixing things up or that we don't know our memories right or something. That's what they think, Hollywood. And they're trying to either exploit that or make new memories for us or something. So Captain Crunch has never been Captain Crunch in this reality. It's always been Captain Crunch, and they exploit that in that show. That's why I put that up there. There's a little bit of residue creation.
You mean almost like they're mocking us, like somebody knows what's going on, and I think that somebody does know what's going on. I think that somehow, somewhere along the line, there's definitely somebody that's in tune with what is happening. You know what? I want to explore for just a minute I don't know if you have received that video from Ty yet, and that would make a lot of sense to what could be happening here. You know, do you have that video, Brian? You can actually kind of like play a little portion of that. Ty, you mentioned there's a certain section too, or a certain time segment that we should be looking at as well. I think you said like
which one? You talking about the one from
the one that he sent? Yeah, the one that he sent.
Right?
I'm back.
Ty, you talking about the Sun Simulator? Or
hey, I'm back.
Hey, Teresa.
Wait, hold on. Hey, Ty, do you have that marking, that time stamp that we should be looking at?
Hey, Teresa.
Hi.
I think he said 4 minutes and 40 seconds in. He might.
It's 4:40 in. I think it's 4:40 in.
Yep.
You know who has that? Our friend Melissa has that too. But hold on 1 second. Let me.
Melissa's there.
Now I'll tell you what it is. I'll tell you exactly what the segment is in a second. It is.
Can I go and play it?
Yeah, play from 440.
I think I'm going to tell you exactly what it is right now.
Another eclipse with a large planet full of craters. Notice the airplane-shaped reflection of the concealment jet, which aligns itself with the eclipsing planet. And
4:15 to 4:45. 4:15 to 4:45.
This planet has some very interesting craters and texture to it, which are really brought out with some contrast applied. From Old Harbor, Alaska, we see the black dot reflecting upon the water.
You guys look at the Sun Simulator?
Go to 4:15. Go to 4:15 to 4:45. That's what you want.
All right.
Just to see the planet and the Sun Simulator, and it's just freaky because you can see it coming up. You go, what the heck is that? Here it is coming. That's the jet right there. That black dot's the reflection of that thing. It's not the planet. That's a jet. That's the jet of the Sun Simulator.
Alaska shows another eclipse with a large planet full of craters. Notice the airplane-shaped reflection of the concealment jet, which aligns itself with the eclipsing planet in the black center of the Sun Simulator.
Whoa, you hear that?
Yeah, that's pretty scary.
Yeah, that's not that would not be a Photoshop video. That would not be anything like that at all. That's a problem with the capital P. That is
absolutely it is.
In our sky. There's no doubt about it. You're not going to fake that if your life depended on it. You wouldn't fake something like that. That if you wanted it believable, you wouldn't make it that big. You wouldn't make it that concealed. You wouldn't go through that thing. No way. That thing is definitely being hidden. And remember, guys, this is in Alaska and in Canada, which is very, very northernmost from us. And that if you could see it, you'd be able to see it there because you don't have the pollution, you don't have the atmosphere that you have down here in the States. You certainly don't have it up there. If you can see it, you can see it up there real good. That's the idea.
Yeah.
Now the heliocentric or whatever it's called, Troy, that I sent you. I mean, that's also that. When I saw that, I said, that would do it. That would do it. That's the only thing that would fit.
It definitely would. And then let's just take a closer look at that too, because I mean, if anyone here has been looking up at the skies at night. And this has also been prophesized too, by the way. I think they said it was something like two-thirds of the stars will disappear. You know, before, if you looked up in the sky, you couldn't count all the stars. There were just so many stars. Nowadays, man, you could definitely count them. They're so easy to count.
That last video that I sent, that small video, it's a small video.
Yeah, here it is. Here it comes. The heliocentric model of our solar system.
Okay, and look at this thing and picture what would happen to our neighborhood if we were zooming through space.
And that's the traditional model.
That is that's the traditional model. Now this is what they're hyped. This is the theory. If our solar system was moving through space at 70,000 miles an hour, now picture this instead. This hit me like a ton of bricks. Now picture that we would not know the difference. Because everything would remain relative to where we were. It wouldn't make any difference at all. Everything would remain the same.
Absolutely it would.
But what would not remain the same is if the sun entered into an area of space that had other planets and it changed everything. But what we're looking at, and it entered a space or a black hole. I'm just throwing it out there to say. It says, can you say vortex? See, if that created a vortex, that would create an anomaly for what? For a Mandela effect. Say if we were near a black hole,
yes,
it would definitely play tricks on the quantum. There's no doubt about it.
Let me ask you this, because we are, I think it's July 18th, is Mandela's birthday, right? Am I right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'm not Mandela affected like that. I don't have any recollection of Nelson dying in prison. I wasn't his pen pal back then. He did not write me.
Well, a lot of people are saying now that Mandela's wife passed away many years ago too, but apparently she just passed away today. Isn't that right? Teresa, you there?
Yeah, she passed. Today's the 2nd, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she passed away today. I saw it, excuse me, on Facebook this morning. I was checking my Facebook and I'm like, what?
I want to make sure that's not a fiction, and let me check into that real quick.
No, it's all over the place, guys. I don't think it's false.
I don't think it's false either, but the idea is that I think I'm not a Winnie expert. That's
nor am I. Nor am I.
When you say Winnie, I think Wonder Years.
Winnie Mandela, yeah.
Yeah, I know. You remember the Wonder Years?
No, but I know Winnie. That's it.
Okay. Yeah, she died April 2nd, 2018. Yeah. Born September 26, 1936. Yeah, so R.I.P. Winnie Mandela.
She might have died already and died again.
Oh, yeah.
I thought she died before, guys.
I'll show you guys a picture of her.
She probably did.
She probably did.
I'm only saying
why
that
not
she
her?
died before.
Why not? Her husband did.
Go back.
Definitively, I couldn't say.
You see Winnie there?
Yeah.
You see Winnie there? That looks to be, even her dying at 81 doesn't even seem right. But you see those pictures, they do not look like they are 2018 pictures, except the one on the far right. Everything else looks a lot older, which tells me there's something wrong. You know what I mean? It's like those artists that die, they're dying now, but yet they died 10 years ago, but yet they didn't put out any new music.
Kind of like they're superimposed.
Right. Really weird.
Yeah, I've noticed a lot of that too.
So
how about that? We're talking about the sun, and there's this gorgeous sun picture right there. That I've been noticing some weird stuff about the sun.
Just like Raisin Bran, Brian.
He had glasses, okay? He totally had glasses.
Yeah, he did.
He had shades.
Yep, definitely had shades. I remember that too.
They did him
shades,
like they did.
Shades and the two raisin scoopers.
What it is with the quantum, guys, is it goes into quantum entanglement. The quantum entanglement, basically, in a nutshell, is that we deal with ones and zeros, if you're looking at it that way. Quantum entanglement means that basically in the quantum, it would be both at the same time, which means that if there were a choice, and there was a choice, we all make choices in our life, that in some instances in this reality, other choices were made. In this particular instance that you just brought up, the Raisin Bran son with sunglasses and then without sunglasses, right? It's just a simple yes or no. Yes, no, it was a decision to be made and it wasn't done. Simple as that. So the more we see that, and then we would see that the most in art, but I'm not seeing it to the great extent that we should be seeing it. I mean, Journey should not only have changed lyrics, but it should have different members in the band. It should have different albums out. It's not to the level that I would think. So it might be a very minute change, but it does not. It doesn't exactly. I'm saying that it might be getting worse. It might be getting worse. Right? It might start with subtle changes and then with greater changes. I don't know. You know what I'm saying, of course.
Yep. Yeah, of course.
But,
well, talking about musicians, I'm still curious. I haven't even checked out the new Jimi Hendrix album.
Which one?
I guess he had a new album out there that I've never heard before that just emerged. What? I wanted to go and check it out.
I want to see what it is. I'm going to check it out now. There I am.
That one, yep. And there's also one from the Doors, too, which I did check out. And believe it or not, it sounds so bizarre. It's definitely Jim Morrison singing it, but he's singing it much more in a much higher pitch tone.
Can you
it doesn't even... be careful when you're playing like any kind of like music on this. You don't want to get
don't get striked.
Yeah, don't get striked. Just
both sides of the sky.
Play it off the air.
Both sides of the sky.
What's it called?
Yeah,
both Jimi Hendrix, Both Sides of the Sky CD is what it is, and it's just somebody trying to make money on Hendrix, of course. Hendrix hasn't released anything since what, 70, 71?
Yeah.
So I don't know. Not that I'm a music guy, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Hendrix looks suspiciously too much like Prince, or likewise.
Oh, boy.
He does. I mean, he does. I mean, that's an artist rendition. You know what I mean? That's what it is. But pre-order Both Sides of the Sky today, and these are all different songs. You know what I mean? If that makes sense to you. Does it?
Yeah. And then also, if you guys haven't seen the Doors one, you definitely should check that one out too. I don't know the name of the album, but
Inner Circle or something like that.
Yeah. That's it. And if you take a listen to that thing, guys, I'm telling you, Jim Morrison, he sounds like some hip hoppy guy. I don't know. It just doesn't sound like normal Jim.
Well, I know that he did put that out. I knew that the Doors put something out without Jim, but it says it is with Jim. So good luck. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It doesn't even sound like anything. Even the song titles don't seem right to me. I mean, come on, Get Up and Dance, Full Brilliant Souls.
Yeah.
A Hardwood Floor, Good Rockin', The Mosquito. Yeah, that sounds like something.
Right. Exactly.
No.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Even the album cover looks weird.
Teresa, while we're on the subject of music, is that the song?
What?
Is that the song? What is that song?
I think that's
what song?
Ringtone. It's a ringtone.
Oh, hey, I guess Troy had to take a call real quick. It's fine. Teresa, while we're on the subject of music, didn't you discover, or who discovered this other new Mandela? With what is it, Seals and Croft or Seals and Crofts? Which one is it? And who discovered it?
I remember Seals and Croft, but I need to find out who it was. Do you want me
if you could
to get back with you on that?
Well, I could do a quick YouTube search, no problem.
I think it might have been Nathaniel.
What do you mean, Seals and Croft?
Yeah.
Yeah, now it's Seals and Crofts.
Summer Breeze?
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but who cares? Summer Breeze is such... I understand Seals and Croft and then Seals and Crofts is definitely...
No, now it's Crofts. Now there's an S at the end, guys.
I said that. Okay? And the thing is, it's just like Jippy and Jip. It's the same thing. What's important is that... Teresa, what's important is that the similarity between things are things becoming plural or singular, male, female, or unisex. That's what's happening. The letters are
just
merging.
like my Sally's Beauty Supply, I lost the S.
Right. It's just it's a crazy thing, and I don't know what it is, but it's happening at such a subtle rate. I mean, Seals and Crofts. Who listens to Seals and Crofts nowadays? Nobody.
Even does. Rain on the Plain said Croft for me. Can we take a vote in the audience, Brian?
Mandela effect video here.
Seals, this is guys. This is
it doesn't. Guys, I don't know why you have to take a vote. You know it's Seals and Crofts. It's not Seals and Crofts. Everybody knows that.
Brian, do you have the residue I sent you?
On this, I'm 100% on this.
Yeah, I can find it real quick.
I'm going to play this song.
All right.
From a band. This is their most popular song from the 70s. And I won't tell you the name of the band. Just tell me in your mind. Tell yourself, what the
Seals
name of the
and
band
Croft
is.
or Seals and Crofts?
What the band's name is.
Everybody knows it's Seals and Crofts. Not Seals and Croft. This thing's 40 years old plus.
It's messed up, man.
I know. I know it's Seals and Crofts, guys.
It's like saying the Beatles with an S and the Beetle with no S. I mean, everybody knows.
Yeah.
This thing's ancient. This isn't Britney Spears stuff.
I've heard this song in TV shows and movies.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, you've heard this song in TV shows and movies. I grew up with this song. This song was on the radio all the time.
I know. This one just freaked me out, guys. Yeah, but, this is another personal one.
Yeah, I'm not going to play too much of it because I don't want to get copyrighted.
Yeah, just play a little bit.
I did.
The point is that it doesn't matter other than it's definitely an ME. You don't need consensus in this or anything like that. It's definitely Seals and Croft. That's what it was. Now
I know.
It's Seals and Croft. Absolutely, positively. Everybody knows. It would be like the Beatles with no S. Or the Rolling Stones is the Rolling Stone or something. I don't know.
Right, exactly.
Because, everybody knows it. Everybody knows Seals and Croft. But just the same, some people are a lot younger. Maybe they have a little bit, maybe their memory's a bit fuzzy.
No, my memory's not.
So why do you think it's happening? Why is...
Hey, Rain on the Plane.
We're losing the S, we're gaining the S.
That's what I was just talking about. That's what I was just talking about with Troy.
Yeah, I'm right here.
Look at that.
Yeah,
ask Tom, too.
Seals and Croft, look at it. Tom, you there? Who's here?
Where's Tom?
I'm here.
Oh, Troy, hey.
Yep.
Well, you see what we're looking at right here is Seals and Croft.
Yep. Seals and Croft. Yep.
Grace found that. And now it's Seals and Crofts. This doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Yes. It does.
It changed.
Like I just said. Like I just said, in any one of your other hundreds of Emmys that you guys find, it's one of those things where have you seen over and over again where you see that it goes from the feminine to the male, from the plural to the singular, from the singular to the plural. It merges stuff. It doesn't really make sense. And the problem that I see is the subtleness in it. There is no rhyme or reason to it. It just seems that in this particular reality, since it was Seals always with an S, Seals and Croft, right? Now it's both with an S, Seals and Crofts.
Yeah.
No, what is it trying to prove? That's what I want to know. What is the Mandela effect trying to prove?
Oh, look, I don't think Seals and Croft lyrics. It says it right.
Yeah. I don't think, as I did before, I don't think there's a mind behind it. I think that this is simply rolling the dice again. Just go back to your life instead of making those decisions for whatever decision you made. Make the other decision. Make the second choice. What would happen? What would happen? My son's name is Matthew. One of my son's name is Matthew. But you know what? If he was a girl, his name would have been Samantha. Okay, so guess what? He's a boy. His name Matthew. If he's a girl named Samantha, roll the dice. Well, now I have a Samantha. That's what's happening, I believe, in our...
Hey guys, I just thought about something that's really, can I tell y'all something that's very, very,
just say it.
Who has a good memory for movies?
Just say it, Teresa.
Say it.
Okay. I remember a few years ago watching a movie, and it had to do with these people from the future that could time travel in time, and they were like observers watching things happening, like disasters and stuff. Does anybody remember that movie? They were like observers. They could they can go there, but they couldn't interfere with anything. In other words, they went to watch disasters, and I can't remember the name of the movie, but they were like observers. What if we're observers?
No, we're not.
Yeah, I don't know.
We wouldn't be observers because here's the problem with this. It's just like with the time travel complex or the time travel thing is that if we were time traveling, we wouldn't be part of this particular set of, we wouldn't be part of this particular line. We're definitely part of this particular line, but we are part of it. We're a part of this line, but yet we see the changes. So it's almost like we're in the Matrix, but we're outside of it. That's the question. Why are we?
Oh, you mean like we're like looking in, or we can just see we're here, but we can see what's going on.
Correct. And that would be, and I'm telling you, it has to be something to do. It can't be spirituality.
Maybe that's the hint about the sunglasses, guys. As the glasses come off, so we can see.
I think you're reading too much into it. Because I don't
think the son lost his glasses, Dolly lost her braces, Tom Cruise lost his sunglasses. Maybe it's like a hint telling us, hey, we took the glasses off so you guys can see the truth.
Oh yeah, and
does that make sense?
Sure, but it might also make sense that this is just a big scheme by McDonald's and Burger King, and maybe we'll find the missing piece and get free food for life. It doesn't make any. That would make just as much sense. I don't think there's a mind behind it. I'm talking about it's something where you're talking about the anomalies and the changes themselves. I'm talking about why we see them. Totally different. Not why.
Right.
Not why something. Nothing has to explain why we're seeing it. And who said that? That's completely. That's like looking at a mountain and trying to decide.
I know what you're saying, but there's got to be a reason why only some of us see the changes and other people are still asleep.
And those are questions that I'm asking, and you're not asking that. You're looking right at why is Jif? That's why you're saying you're trying to find the answer within Jif. There's no answer within Jif. The answer is why do you see Jiffy and not Jif? That's the question. And the answer is what you're looking for. And I believe, and I just came across this the other day, just shared with you guys, the heliocentric model. That might be it. That's as good as reason as anything.
You know, really. You might be right. Hey, Ty, I think you might be right. I've seen it before. I didn't really think too much of the vortex theory, but, dude, you may be onto something, especially if we are zooming past some, like, black holes and all these other things that we don't know anything about.
Right.
And that may lend itself to what the hell is going on. And meanwhile, it may not be Nibiru closing in on us. We may be closing in on it.
We may be closing in on it. Exactly right. I think the questions are backwards. I really do. I think the questions are backwards. It would also explain the strange behavior of our government, the almost suicidal behavior of our political governments, why we're doing what we're doing. You understand. They see it coming. They know it's coming. And so they're like, we need more people. We need more people in the States. You know?
I hate to say it, but I feel like it's a script. I hate to say it. You know, what they're doing. It's like a script. It's too much.
Hey, how about this?
Too much fake. When you look at it from the outside looking in, it looks fake. The news is fake. Everything's fake now.
Everything is fake.
Go ahead and eat that fake hamburger.
Rain on the Plane wants to know why we see it. Why are we seeing everything? That's something we need to figure out, guys.
What did I just?
Yeah.
Okay. Look. What I think is that, again, the first video that everybody saw with that planet sitting there, what the heck is that? Saying that it's not fake. Let's say it's not fake. Let's say it's real. Okay? You can only think of one thing. Either a planet's always been there, or the planet just appeared there one day. It just floated into our neighborhood and said, hey, how you doing? Here I am. Which is impossible. It doesn't fit any model that you use. Just throw everything you know away. The only thing that can fit is that heliocentric model where the solar system is actually, the sun is moving and our planets are traveling around the sun as the sun is moving. What speed is irrelevant. If that were true, the stars in the sky would change, and they have. And if that was true, a planet could certainly show up around our Earth that we've never seen before. It would seemingly just appear in our neighborhood because we are moving through the galaxy. Our whole solar system is moving through the galaxy. So the stars would change, and what's around our Earth would change. So there could be planets popping up in our atmosphere or around us, and we wouldn't know anything about it. We would just see to us. Mm-hmm.
Hey, Tom. Tom, excuse me. Can I say something to Tom? Tom.
No, Tom's not here. Tom's not here, Teresa. Troy's here.
He probably sees the other chat. I invited Tom, and we'll see if he comes in.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought he was here.
No, Tom's not here.
Tom told me something about a week ago that in this reality that he says that you can make things happen. You guys want to hear something freaky? The things that I've been wanting to happen have been coming true, like on the air, but time extensions that I needed, I got overtime money, I got things that I've been wanting to happen. I've been creating my own reality, and I want to know if anybody else has been experiencing that, where like you're creating your own reality and you're thinking about it, and it's happening.
I understand that, but I understand about
it's happened to me.
Yes, Teresa, we understand about Tom's faith-based reality, but finishing the point, I'll get right back to that faith-based reality stuff in a second, okay? Finishing that point on that model, just for anybody who didn't hear it, I was going towards the Schumann resonance field that had been changing. The frequency had been changing. The one thing that we all share, which is undeniable, everybody that sees the Mandela effect, everyone that sees it, seems to have what is known as, what's it called, Troy? We seem to have...
ADH.
No, not ADH. Empath. We seem to have...
Empathic. Yep, we're empathic.
Ability. And empathic ability is sensing, Teresa.
Corey?
Yep.
Corey's trying to jump in. Let me send him an invite, okay?
Oh.
Yep.
Corey?
Yeah, no,
yeah, we're live right now. You want to join us? We're live.
Hey, guys, we have a special guest this Friday, for sure.
Corey, can you hear us?
You know what's really interesting? I've been checking out a new guy that just kind of emerged. His name is Alan Brooks. He's a big spiritual guy, and he's also Mandela affected. And he's talking quite a bit about the Muslim religion and how if you look at some of the prophecies in the Bible. In fact, I've been following him pretty pretty intensely here for just a little bit. This guy is actually talking about, in the name of Allah. If you look at the way it's written out and compare it to like the Greek numerology, even in the words itself or the symbols itself, it actually spells out 666. Right. You know what I mean? And it talks systematically how they're attacking all these non-Christian these Christian all the Christian people. They're chopping their heads off, and all this stuff is being prophesied, bit by bit. And then they're going to be attacking Jerusalem here shortly by sneak attack or whatever it is. And then, of course, the whore of Babylon, which apparently is Saudi Arabia, the Shiites. It's pretty exciting stuff. So if you guys haven't heard of Alan Brooks, it definitely it rings itself true too. Now, is this what Mandela effect's all about? Hell if I know. I don't really know. I'm just like the rest of you guys, trying to piece this whole thing together. Okay. So again, it's just another theory, but right. He's got some good insight on a lot of stuff.
Got a link? Send me a link. Okay.
Yeah, for sure.
So just finishing on the heliocentric model with the sun going through space and changing our human resonance field. Guys, empaths are sensitive to frequency changes. That's what empaths do. Okay? Bottom line, empaths are sensitive to frequency changes. Now, I'm a Christian, and you guys know that. I'm a Bible believer, as you guys know that. But I can't deny what everybody is. Everybody is sensitive to some degree. And again, we're looking at it the wrong way. It's not that we can see the Mandela effect. It's not that we can see the changes. It's that we can't not
see them. Yep, absolutely.
And other people, they can't tell. My big example to people was, hey, the moon's on fire. The moon's on fire, and they go, oh, and not that the moon was on fire. Don't get me wrong. I'd say, hey, the moon's on fire, or something big like that, like a big change. And they'd go, oh, that's nice. Who's playing tonight? What's for dinner? They don't care. They just don't care. But with us, the frequency change that we are sensitive to, maybe we are standing outside of that quantum field just enough that we see it, just enough that we're sensitive to it, just enough that we're nervous when we look at the sky. You can't tell me that all of us aren't nervous by looking at the sky.
Oh yeah.
Okay? We're all nervous. We all talked about. We all look at the sun. We're like, wait, what's going on? But we're really questioning everything. Where other people are like, 2 suns, 3 suns, who cares? Who cares? What's on TV? What's on cable tonight? Hey, you want to go out tonight? And you're like, what? What are you talking about? And that type of thing, I think, would explain why we see the Mandela effect, because the frequencies have changed and we slipped into what is known as the quantum. But that would take out flat Earth. That would take out CERN. I mean, they might have something to do with it. They might you understand, flat Earth might have something to do with it, CERN. But that would solve a lot of problems, and it would also allow for, are you ready for this? Residuals. It also allowed for residuals because there'd be a state of flux that we're moving. It's a state of flux. We're moving. Things would change. But that makes sense. Right. Things change.
It makes a lot of sense, actually. Yeah, absolutely.
That would do it. Which means, and the only thing I can say is that we're in trouble. We're in big trouble. If that's true, we're in big trouble. Absolutely. But that's the only thing that fits. That's the only thing that fits almost entirely. And and I'm not sitting there trying to beat this thing in the head, trying to make it fit. I'm saying maybe, possibly, that could be a big reason.
Well, and that would make a lot of sense too. I mean, for a lot of different things, absolutely. For a lot of, like the logo change, the lyric, yeah, I get it. But now, how about body? How would that affect your body?
Well, because it's a quantum. In the quantum, it would change. It would just change. Everything would change right down the line. Everything would change. People who died would be alive. People who were here are no longer here. The only thing I don't see is I don't see it in the reverse. So people that were supposed to be alive, I'm not finding out that. I talked to him yesterday, but wait a second, he's been dead for 10 years. I'm not finding it in reverse. That's strange. It might have to do with the direction that we're going. Like we're going in a particular direction. Maybe everything is only progressive and not regressive. It's not going backwards. It's just going progressive. You know what I'm saying? Rewriting things in the past, but not. I don't know. I don't have all the answers.
No, of course not. I mean, and that makes sense. But I do like the theory. It's probably the best one I've heard thus far.
And like I said, I'm just thinking. It's not like, hey, I picked up Reader's Digest. It's not like that. I'm just thinking.
No, I know, and you're not gonna put it out. I know, but the fact of the matter is that compared to all the other theories that are going on right now, which are so numerous, and again, could it be all of them together? Maybe.
Sure.
Maybe. Sure. Who knows? I mean, if all these realities are coming together at one particular time, I mean, the possibilities are literally infinite.
But I believe now this is the tricky part, and I really believe this, guys. I really believe it. I really do. I think that we should be focusing on because guess what? A star is supposed to fall, in the Bible, a star is supposed to fall from the sky. Wormwood, make the waters bitter. Supposed to kill a third of the population, we've got a planet. We've got a planet because in the Bible, stars are planets. That's what they are. They call them planets. They call them stars.
Sure do.
And now there's a new planet up there. It's sitting up there. I tell you what. I think we're in for a world of hurt. I think we're in for a world. I
think
so
too.
Absolutely.
I think Nibiru is definitely in our path.
Yeah, like the planet X.
There's too much proof.
Yeah, there's too much, and it scares me that these New Agers somehow, some way, they a little bit on track there. That bothers me. These New Agers where somehow they said, "Oh, there's a new enlightenment, a new thing, a new da 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 da." Okay, well, guess what? We're in trouble because guess what? I do have Planet X or whatever sitting right there. I have two planets now, so who knows? And then Brian, if you remember. The other day there was 2 moons, you said, and then NASA came around and said that one of the moons was an asteroid. Yeah, did you like that one? Yeah, they were kind of quick at that, huh? It's almost like they were saying it's swamp gas or a weather balloon. No, it's an asteroid. When everyone's going, no, that's the moon.
No, that's the moon.
Yeah, it was the moon. So obviously something happened.
How many of you guys were noticing the night sky, and there was this one star in the night sky that seemed like it kept following us? This one big bright star. You guys remember that?
That's not a star. That's a car in your rear view. In your rear view, you need to get help.
No, it would follow the rotation of the sky, and it just seemed like it was hovering over us. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Well, it is very strange. But remember back to the heliocentric model. It would still be going around us. Remember, everything would remain the same. We would be completely blissfully unaware. Unless the neighborhood changed, then we would go, oh, what's going on? Where'd the stars go? And that's exactly what we're saying. Where did the stars go? Where's the stars? Right? And like I said, that sun simulator, and I know this sounds like, I know this sounds like Twilight Zone, Looney Tune, Lock Me Up, whatever, man. I don't care. But that sun simulator, like I said, you don't just pick up that thing out of the shed. Okay, when you want to cut your grass, you grab your lawnmower, you got it. You're not going to Lowe's to buy a new one. You're not going. You got your hedge clippers. You got your weed whacker. You don't just pick up a sun simulator. You got to make that thing. It takes lots and lots and lots of money.
And you got to have a reason. And you got to have a reason for using it.
And it takes a lot of power, a lot of power.
Now, why would you exactly? And the reason behind creating something like this is,
yeah, it is something's wrong. Something's really wrong, and they want to lie to us because if we knew, remember? Does anybody remember the first Men in Black when Tommy Lee Jones is talking to who is it? Will Smith, and Will Smith is being introduced to the Men in Black because he chased down some guy on foot, right?
Yeah.
And he goes, well, why don't you just tell people? And he goes, because men are smart. They can deal with it. He goes, yeah, you know what? People are stupid. People are stupid. A person is smart, but people in general are stupid. They're dumb, stupid animals, or dumb, stupid apes, or whatever he said. And he said they cannot know the truth. And I believe that's true. I think it's true too. If we knew the truth, why go to work? Hey, my wife's having an affair. Who cares? Did you see the sky? I don't care. You know, I've got 12 years. I got 12 years sober. I don't care. Did you see the sky? You know what I mean?
Well, you know, it could send people out into absolute mass hysteria as well. I mean, absolutely. Especially if they knew that we were in for certain doom. What's not to say that people wouldn't go on killing sprees?
Why not?
Well, why do you think they're calling it fake news on the main news media? You know, I did a video the other day about brainwashing and mind control in the media.
Right. Brian, do you think it's fake news in the media?
I want to know how much of the news is actually real.
Probably not in the mainstream.
Very little, except on a local level when you go to get the weather.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Even that, who knows?
Well, I'm only saying this, and I believe there is fake news because let's put it to you this way, Brian. If you had money, and I mean a lot of money, and I mean billions of dollars, and you owned a news media outlet, whether it be a magazine, newspaper, television station, radio station, and you said, well, okay, guys, just go to work. Knock yourself out. You're the broadcaster. You're the one. And after a day or two, you go, wait a second. What am I doing here? Let's get some advertisers in here so we can pay for this stuff. And then they go, well, what sort of advertisers? What sort of news? Well, you know what? We don't want to make our advertisers mad, and we want to make it as positive and as friendly and as efficient as possible. Let's not tell them everything. Let's tell them what I think. Why not? Yeah. I own the place, you know. So let's just say I own cattle. Let's make everything pro cattle. Let's make everything pro beef. No chicken, all pro beef. No Kentucky Fried Chicken advertising allowed. Only steakhouse. That's it. I just want to promote beef. You know, and would you do that or not? Yeah, sure you would. Or else you'd lose money. You'd be a fool not to. And I think that's what's going on worldwide. They are.
I definitely think there's a narrative for sure. I think that they control a lot of that. And I think that's the reason why nowadays I think a lot of people are losing their faith in the mainstream media. So people are drifting away to alternative sources like us.
Which I think is an ME in itself because we should have never ever ever gotten this far. They should have grabbed that. Brian, can you put up the chat so we can see?
Yeah, I'm trying. I'm working on it. Trying to find where the window went to.
It's okay. It's out the window, man. It's just out the window.
Oh, it slipped to the right of this.
Right through the window.
Okay.
Close that window. I'm not heating me outside. Is that what your parents used to say? I'm not heating me outside.
Okay. Is that better?
Well,
there you go.
Now I do. Okay. Oh, I lost it. Hold on. Okay, make it the main. There you go. I see it.
Yeah.
Tastykakes, blah, blah, blah. Digital Scribe. Tom is in the chat.
Oh, he is? Hey, Scribe.
Yeah, Tom, want to come in?
Come on, Tom. Let's talk about Tastykake. Come on. I know you love Tastykake.
He's got faith-based reality. And he might be onto something with the faith-based reality, guys. Okay, because now back to what Teresa said. With this quantum thing, and you can't tell me that what you're thinking and what you're worried about and what you're praying about isn't happening. You can't tell me when you guys are quote-unquote meditating, when you guys are praying, that things aren't working out for you. You can't tell me that. Are things working out for you guys? Troy?
I mean, hey, look, I have a lot of good things happening. Then again, I'm also kind of following suit in what needs to be done. But do I still see things? Yeah. I just don't say them as much.
Right. But, I mean, are things working out more than they used to? I'm not saying you're not nervous. I'm not saying you're not worried. But are things working out? Or are things like, oh, that worked out good?
I mean, I'd say 50-50. I mean, I'm just kind of going again. You know, I know what I see it all the time. I'm just not outspoken about it anymore, and I'm kind of making it work in those confines. So in that sense, I'm making it work by not, you know, being as promotive as I would be in certain audiences.
I understand.
And other, you know what I mean? So absolutely, you know, when I shut my mouth and apply myself to just do what needs to be done, yeah, in that sense, everything is working out. But I mean,
Right.
In different circles, no, I'd say
Troy?
definitely not, because nothing is actually, you know, making any sense still.
Troy, not to interrupt you because you're going on good there. Brian, did you see what Tom said? He asked you to send him the link. Give him 10 minutes, but send him the link.
No, let me see.
Hey, Rena.
I want to get a glass of milk.
It's fine. Yeah, he said send him a link. Give him 10 minutes.
Okay.
And Stonebender said faith-based reality. No, it's faith. F-A-I-T-H.
Yeah.
Faith, not face-based.
Not face-based. That's funny.
Can you believe it? Faith-based reality. Yeah.
I think that was
Look at him in the face. Yeah.
Oh, but what, you know what? I was talking with you guys last time. One of the things that I had mentioned too was that I had a huge mirror in my bedroom, and I was talking about some of the apparitions and things that I was seeing.
Right.
You know, each night before I go to bed, I pray, and you know, I mean, pray deeply. And as I would, I'd see these, you know, apparitions, these things kind of appearing and emerging all over the place. I haven't seen them ever since I covered that mirror. So
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so I've actually covered that up, you know, and it actually kind of helps. So
Yeah,
that's
right.
one thing too. You know, I'm not allowing them to stay passage.
The other thing is that do you have natural light in your house, or is it all dark?
No, I got natural light.
Okay, do you have curtains up?
I mean, on occasion when evening time comes around, I'll draw the curtains. But other than that, natural light comes in all the time.
You want to flood that house with natural light as much as you can. And I'm just saying that just from I hate to say just from personal experience, but natural light, for whatever reason, entities hate natural light. They hate it. I don't know why they hate it. Whatever that means. There you go.
Well, I definitely know that something, you know, something definitely resides in my place. You know, it just has. It isn't mean. It isn't something that's attacking me. I haven't experienced anything like that, but definitely it knows that I know that it's here.
Right.
That would make me feel nervous knowing something was there.
Something's always there, Brian. He just happens to have more sensitivity to it. It is.
But do you think they draw energy? Do these evil beings?
Yeah, the entities do draw energy. Some of them are worse than others.
Yeah, there's definitely more than one, and I think one is definitely, well, I'd say at least a couple of them. One actually kind of hangs back in some of the, like, I've got like a little alcove in my room where I keep all my clothes and whatnot. And, you know, at night, you know how you get that sense that something is standing in like the shadows almost, just looking. And then there's one that's actually not afraid to get up right in my mug, and it's like waving like little tentacles or whatever it is, but it's a bunch of like little. I don't know how to explain it, but just like little like limbs, multiple limbs, and you see flashes of teeth, like almost like smiling or whatever it is, but you can see it like right up close.
Yeah, you mean the Cheshire Cat, sort of.
No,
kind of, yeah, but angry,
meaner, very angry.
Yeah, meaner, yeah.
I think what you have now. This is what happens with empaths, from what I understand. That when you're dealing with entities, it's very, very hard. Entities tend to. This is just textbook stuff. And empaths have a heck of a time with entities because of the fact that empathies play so much on your emotions. They wreck everything. You can't. Everything's too hot. Everything's too cold. Everything's too on. Everything's too hot. It's just terrible. You can't really sense anything because everything's on. You know, it's just terrible. Anyways, long story short, what you're focusing on is you have that one thing. That's the main thing. The thing that's in your face. The thing that changes position in your face, walks away, comes back, type thing on you, physically on you, off you, on you, next to you, mocking you. That thing's an entity. That thing's an entity. The other things that you feel, those aren't entities. If I were to guess, Those other things are ghosts. Okay, or that's called spirit being, whatever, ghost, whatever.
Yeah.
I know people talk about, and those things hate the entities as much as you do, and they're basically there, like, to warn you of stuff. You know, really, they don't like the entity either. But
yeah, I can see the one. I know that there's one standing back and watching, watching what's going on,
right.
And that thing is all up in my face, boy. Let me tell you, it is up in my face. And all the lights are out, and this thing is just dancing around, and it is relentless. It's on the side of the bed. It's hovering above me.
At the house?
Yeah.
Before the house? What?
Just at the house? No, it's just at this house. Well, no, I mean, I've had other occurrences at different places, but not like this.
Particular thing.
Not like this. This is different.
Yeah, that's something to do with good. Well, it's good that it's at the house. It's not with you, but the problem is when you go to work. Do you feel it there?
Not so much. No, I mean it's pretty active, and I'm really kind of focusing on stuff. I don't really have any weird, I guess happenings with anything supernatural or anything like that. No entities or anything. I don't think it's following, but I definitely think it knows when I come back. And ever since I did put the I put a sheet up over the giant mirror. It's a giant mirror. And I put that thing up, and I haven't been experiencing that so much, but I still think, I mean, it's hard to really say because I haven't really. It's just one of those feelings that something's there, and it's hard to explain. But yeah,
the way that I describe an entity is like this because you're an adult, just like we all are. Okay, we're not kids. It's not like putting your head under the blanket. It's not going to do anything. Okay,
right.
Going for a walk, getting a warm glass of milk is not going to do anything with this thing. The problem is this, and just so you guys know the difference, okay? The kids, they think they got something in the closet, boogeyman or whatever, and they who said hello?
I don't know. Somebody said hello. I heard that too. Okay. Well.
Okay.
Sounds worth it.
Well, so like the boogeyman is just something in the closet. Kids are focused in the closet. They're scared of the closet, okay? They cover up their head. They're fine. Nothing's there, okay? They're naturally scared. Something's under their bed. Can you jerk under my bed? The problem with entities is that entities actually, since you're sensitive to it, think of it like a game of hopscotch where you had that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in squares, right? The hopscotch thing in squares.
Right.
And the problem with the entities is that when you put it out of your mind, as you naturally would, get it out of your head, whatever, I'll think about something else. But yet, you think about it again. It's not at number 1 anymore. Now it is at number 4. What do you mean it's at number 4? It was just at number 1. You think that's straight. You put it out of your head again. Now it's at number 3. It doesn't even make sense. I'm not even thinking of it. Do you understand?
Yeah.
That's true. So.
I'm here.
Oh, hey, what's up, Dad?
Hello?
Hello?
Oh, it's Dead GPK. I was saying hi to him in the chat. He said hi to me, so I'm responding back to him. What's up, Bob?
What's
hey,
up,
GPK.
Harold? Harold Beep is in the chat.
I've been disconnected, guys, for a while.
Right. We can hear you.
There you go.
Hey, Harold's in there, too. Hey, Harold.
Hey, what's up, Harold?
Guys, somebody sent me something that I have to share with you guys. It's a little bit of something from Alf, and in the TV show Alf, somebody says something about South America being totally east of Florida, and it's kind of it's weird. Like, you got to hear it. Let me see if I can play that for you guys. Hold on.
Okay.
While I'm actually finding that, let me just share this Tastykake thing that was really bothering me. I can't even go to the grocery store and shop for 5 minutes anymore. It usually takes me half an hour or an hour now.
I beat you. I go an hour.
Tastykake 1914 through present time has always had these little thorns on the side of each letter. I mean, come on, it wasn't like that like a few months ago. These were all straight letters, right? You remember that?
I remember Tastykake with a C-A-K-E too, but that's just what I remember.
Yeah, I don't know that.
Yeah,
like I said, go ahead.
Here's one thing that was kind of funny. Over the weekend, over the Easter Sunday and all that. It's funny. My son's mom, she's a big foodie, and she went ahead and she got this giant cookbook of Julia Childs. And, in fact, she was like, you know, hold on just a second. Let me finish this thought here. And so she was over there saying, yeah, I got this big book by Julia Childs. I go, oh, yeah, Julia Childs. I said, yeah, it's a pretty cool little book there. I go, do you remember the way she used to talk? Like, oh, we're going to do this and then this and that. And she's like, oh, yeah, it was so fun. I go, yeah, Julia Childs. She's like, I go, how'd you think about, you know, why'd you think about getting Julia Childs' book? And, you know, I said it many, many times, and she kept on saying, yeah, so I went ahead and I picked up Julia Child's book, and she's looking at this giant book, and right there in front of her mug, it says Julia Child, right there. I'm like, yeah, Julia Child. Oh, my God. Right, the whole time, and she just kept on going on. I'm like, I'm not going to say anything, because I know where this is going to go, you know, but I'm going to just keep saying, and let her say, you know, Julia Child, or Julia Childs, and until she finally gets it. But it's one of those things that, you know, she can say it a million times, and then it's the correction. You know what I mean? Oh, because it's Julia Childs' book. I'm like, okay, whatever. There we go. So now it's got to make sense to you. And the
Troy?
Yeah, what's up?
I think I understand that in a way, what you're just saying. Because remember, guys, before we woke up, we weren't looking at things like trying to see if something was off. So the way we were seeing things is the way that we thought we were supposed to see things. Does that make sense?
Not sure. No.
In other words, I could have walked into the store, and in my mind, it said Fruit Loops. But clearly on the box, it said Fruit Loops with F-R-O-O-T. Maybe our visual, you know, with us waking up, maybe our mind accepts now and sees the changes, but before in our mind we were seeing something different.
I don't accept it. Well, I don't accept it. I mean, I have to accept it. I don't think there's really a choice. I can't sit there and, you know, appeal to the company to change their name back to something what it isn't, or someone else that has a different name spelling. I don't think it's going to happen because, as far as they know, it's always been like that, and that's the way they're going to keep it. But I mean, as far as what, go ahead.
I understand what you're saying, but what I'm saying is,
and I love Tastykake.
I'm saying that before we woke up, we could have been seeing it in our mind the way we think it's supposed to have been seeing it, but actually it was sitting there being wrong, but we weren't awake enough to see the truth. Like we put our glasses on. Does that make sense? What I mean?
Is that Harold?
It's Tom.
Tom.
Hey, how's it going? I love Tastykake.
Yeah, you do, Tom. You love Tastykake.
How was it spelled, Tom?
Ask him, Brian. Ask him how he remembers it looking.
It's spelled Tastycakes.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the way it's always meant for me, too. Yeah, it wasn't Kakes. That's stupid.
All right, and the thorns. You remember all those thorns on the letters?
You gotta love it, man. Remember, it's the greatest show on earth. And you don't have to pay for free admission. You know?
Man, it really is, isn't it?
Tom, you're from Florida.
It's all funded and fueled by faith-based reality.
I gotta ask you, Tom. Tom.
You know, I noticed though too. I know that
Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
I feel like we're a bunch of sometimes.
Yeah, you get a free pair of glasses with every complimentary set of change of those.
You remember the days where we used to get free things in the cereal boxes? You don't get them.
Oh, that was great, man! Free stuff in the cereal box.
How many of you guys dug into the cereal box just to get that free item?
What about your Cracker Jacks or Cracker Jacks?
Yeah, Cracker Jack. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack.
Yeah. Oh, take me out to the ball game. That's another one. Boy, we could string
that's funny.
Harold's in the chat. Brian, Harold's in the chat. Do you want to send a link to see if you want to get in?
And before you watch the ball game and eat your Cracker Jacks, right? You got to listen to the Star Spangled Banner. That's another one.
Yep, and also you're eating your wieners that are now spelled differently. Winers.
Oh yeah, that's right. My bologna had a first name. Now it's got a second change name. I guess must have gotten divorced from the first one. Who knows?
Right? I mean, they are just screwing up with all these songs.
That's funny, Tom. That's funny.
That is pretty.
I'm telling you, man. I mean, you can string them all together, you know. I mean, and who likes to have an open fire with your marshmallows, right?
Yeah.
You know, have a I'm getting started with that one, Brian.
I miss my marshmallows.
Hey, Brian, you've got tons of residue I gave you a while back for marshmallows, remember?
Yeah.
Like tons of good stuff.
I have to admit, marshmallows was one of the biggies for me, man.
Yeah.
So whacked
Me too.
Out.
Me too, guys.
That and the Mighty Fruit Loops.
Tom, I have to ask
you. I remember making marshmallows.
What?
Tom, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I was trying to ask you, because you and Teresa are from Orlando, is that right?
That is absolutely correct.
Yes.
And ironically, you didn't know each other. You didn't come into contact with each other before the Mandela, right?
No, we are total strangers in the night.
Yeah, we got past each other, not even knowing it.
Okay, so I'm asking you guys, do you remember, because you're from Florida and you studied the maps as a child, do you remember Florida being somewhere in the vicinity of Venezuela instead of where it is now? Like it's. You remember?
Yeah, I'm also from Florida too, there, Brian. So I know a lot about Florida as well.
Well, where was Florida in relation to South America? Help me out here, guys.
Well,
in the United States. I know this one. It's in the United States.
There you go. Yep, it is. Absolutely. It's
short answer. What about the long answer?
Well,
number one.
Talk about the time zone change too, because all the state of Florida was Eastern time, but now they shifted that too. Don't forget the time zone.
What? What do you mean? I thought you were Eastern, Brian.
I'm on
it.
You know about that one?
No, I didn't. What the heck is that all about?
You know how there's a Eastern, Central, Mountain, Pacific? Well, they moved the lines a little bit. We're now Florida. Like, you go to the little bit to the Western Panhandle. That's a different time zone. That's in Central.
Way.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
Yeah.
Go to Panama.
Look it up, man.
If you go to Panama City, you subtract an hour.
Yeah, exactly, because that's an hour behind now. And somewhere around Mississippi or somewhere, they moved it around where the Mississippi River is. I'm not exactly sure, but look on the map. You'll see the little changes, man. And it's like really weird, and they split like Tennessee. Half of Tennessee's in one time zone, the other half's on the Eastern, man.
That's weird. Yeah, that's very strange.
That is.
Yeah, man, that's a new one. Like I said, I got a million of them.
The reason why I ask is because there's this video here from 1989 ALF show that says South America is east of Florida. It's I don't know. It may be some sort of.
Wait, South America's east of Florida?
Yeah.
No, shouldn't it be south of Florida?
It says
you mean west?
You mean west of Florida?
Because it is east of Florida.
Yeah, and I got to give credit to Jamie on this one. Jamie sent me an email. So, thanks, Jamie. This one with everyone.
All right, it's coming up on it.
By the way, Harold, I sent the email.
Alf. Oh, now I got to go. If you put up any, if I see Alf, that's it.
All right, it's coming up on it.
Oh, come on. Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. Okay. I know Alf has some pretty good residue though. If you watch it, it's Alf does the sunglasses dance.
Does the sunglasses dance with Tom Cruise? Like
Tom Cruise, the Tom Cruise dance.
Nice.
There's residue for that.
Oh, if you want real residue, just go to the Simpsons. They got everything.
Oh God.
Yep, absolutely true. Simpsons definitely have all of it.
Oh my eyes, my eyes, oh my eyes, oh my eyes, oh my eyes.
Oh no, not again, guys.
Oh, it hurts. It hurts.
Hey, there's a little guy. Ow.
You won't play it.
Oh yeah, he's got the shirt too. That's good.
Can you imagine the people that got fired after Elf? Bob, we're sorry you got to go, but I did Elf. I know you got to go. Get your stuff. Get out.
And it's been one of those days.
It's one of those shifting days, you know.
So Melissa was here and then she left.
Oh, you want to hear something? You want to hear a story? You want to hear a story? We're looking at birthdays and stuff, and I saw a picture of Dwight Eisenhower. My mother-in-law was in there, and my wife was in there. I said, yeah, I kind of like the Eisenhower dime. Oh, yeah, the Eisenhower dime's great. I said, yeah. That's all I said. They told me, like, yeah, remember the Eisenhower dime. I didn't have the heart to tell them it's now Roosevelt time, you know. Because they said, what's the matter with you? No.
Yep. I've actually pointed that out to a couple people, too, and they also agree with me. And then they went to look at the dime. They're like, no, that's Eisenhower. I go, take a closer look.
Oh, good, yeah.
But here's
what do they say after they got the close up?
And here's the thing.
Then the rationale, they're like, oh god, I thought it was always Eisenhower.
No, I'm not the only one.
Residue on that.
I know. Yeah, I know. I'm not the only one who thought it was the Eisenhower dime.
It was the Eisenhower dime for sure. I know about that for a fact.
I collect coins, and I knew it was Eisenhower dime. Don't tell me it was always FDR this whole time.
No. I remember it was Eisenhower. In fact, I remember the day that when I saw the video of somebody putting up like it changed to the Roosevelt dime. I remember exactly where I was and the time of the day, man. It's like, you know, when you hear when the president gets shot or some spectacular moment in history, you have an instant perfect memory of that moment. That's the way I felt when I heard that the Eisenhower dime got switched to Roosevelt. Oh, that was a glorious and grand show of the day, man. That was an awesome day. Telling you, man. You know, I know people listening out there, you get all worried about these effects, man. Just sit back in your recliner and just enjoy the show because, like I keep saying, and I won't stop saying, it's the greatest show on earth, you know? It really is.
There's a bunch of analogies.
I mean, people pay great money to go to circus and watch the freaking lions jumping through the ring of fire or freaking, the trapeze artists do a thing. But, man, this is like, all of a sudden, it's one thing, then it flips to another. And like anything's fair game, you know what I'm saying? That's the coolest thing.
Stonebender, that's Tom talking.
We should look at the human skull again, guys. Like seriously.
Oh yes, the skull.
I love
that. It never runs. The skull never runs out of changes.
Look again now.
You know?
Look again now.
Tell us
what did it change within the last week?
I don't want to look at it. Just tell me what happened.
You do.
Hey, somebody throw up the human skull up there. Let's see if we can find the new changes.
All right,
we're gonna throw a picture of the old skull up there.
All right, do you remember that? How many of you guys remember that magazine highlights? You remember the back of the magazine would say, "What's wrong with this picture?"
Yes.
Let's see if we can play that for just a minute here with
You do want to look at it.
Hang on.
Bring up the skull.
And then we gotta
bring up the old.
Okay.
Bring up the old hollow shell. Let's see what changes we get.
Guys, we need to be checking this every other day because little things are changing that we need to notice. Like, I'm serious.
Oh yeah, man.
I want to know if my head's changing.
Take a picture and we'll pick it apart.
There it is.
Tell me if you see anything weird.
Yeah, come on, let's get a nice big shot of one.
I think this is important we do this, guys.
There's no skin.
There's no
There's no skin on it. That's freaking weird.
hey, it's no hair either, buddy. He's bald.
And the strange thing is that it's not bitching about Wi-Fi either.
Anything off? Y'all see anything off?
I see a crevice right here that seemed like.
Hey, what's that thing on the front? Hey, wait a second. Yeah,
I think I see a change, guys.
You thought about the very front, right underneath the eyes?
Oh yeah, one with all the head. Look at that one with all the jewels on it. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, I guess that one's getting dressed up for a date tonight. That one's getting dressed up for a date, hot date.
That one's waiting to meet me before I go to bed.
Gosh, well, I didn't want to share this with the very end. We're going to have to talk about one of the...
Under the eyes. Hey, Brian?
Yeah, and it's funny because the relationship status of these guys are always, it's complicated. And I just don't understand.
Right.
I didn't think anyone really paid attention to those things.
It is. It's complicated. It's complicated.
They're not even listening.
No, Teresa, what do you want? What do you want?
Maybe like making love to a bicycle. All right.
Man. I just see. I look at like skulls like this one, right? Look at these arching. What do you call these?
Look under the eyes.
Look
under the eyes.
This was not there. I'm telling you. That part.
Yeah, get another picture of the skull. Get another one.
We were pretty aggressive now. Like the furrowed brow.
Yeah, man.
Come to think of it now, I've been doing a lot of furrowing. Yeah, what am I so furrowed about? Oh, there it is. That's a new change. Oh! Yeah, we got some problems, guys. We got some problems.
Did you read the small print? Those are only found in L.A. I know what that means. But,
that's a synthetic skull.
Yeah, we know it's synthetic. We're just joking.
Yeah.
Maybe that was Moses' skull.
So what changed, Teresa? Tell me.
Yeah.
I want you to see it.
Harold!
Tell me what.
Harold!
Hey, Harold.
Hey, what's up, Harold?
Hey, what's
I noticed something right off the bat.
Is he on?
What'd you notice?
Is Harold here?
Yeah,
Harold is here.
Hey, Teresa.
All right, what did you do?
I noticed that the
Our
holes
holes are
are
gone.
square.
Wait,
Look
what?
at the eye holes. They're square.
Look at this. Look,
Hey,
look
yeah.
at this. I'm trying to tell you, Harold sees it.
Look at
The eye
that.
holes are square.
Or oblong.
There you
Up
go.
high.
Or oblong.
I'll take it.
What else is wrong?
I'll take
Did you
it.
say they're
Look
square
at
or
them
oblong?
square eye holes.
That way you'll get to talk to them longer.
They are definitely furrowed, though, as well. The furrowed brow ridge.
Yes, now you see it. See the shape of the eyes? The holes are not round no more, or oblong, whatever the hell they were.
It's kind of square.
Let's go to another page and take a look to see what we can find. Go to another image.
Now we
and
got
see.
square
here.
eyes.
Yeah, let's look at some more.
That looks kind of square right there.
Yeah.
They're not. Those are not square. Those would be oblong. Yeah.
They're not oblong, because that would be an egg.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That'd be egg shape.
It is an egg shape.
There
It's
you go.
square, look.
Right
Square.
there. That's square.
That would mean equal sides. Equal sides, you're saying?
Yeah, look. Looks square.
This feels like it definitely feels like a Mandela effect thing.
Hey, Maddie. I'm sorry, I'm going to yell at you guys. Matthew.
Stop yelling at me.
Yeah, sorry, I'm going to yell.
Do you guys see it now? You see it?
No, I don't see it.
Something fell off. It just fell off. Her face feels off again.
Really? Did your face fall off? What'd you say?
She got a facelift. She got a facelift.
Oh. I didn't know. I can't hear everything. I'm trying to listen here.
Look, our skulls have designs all over them now.
Yeah,
Sound
right.
like somebody's face fell off. Hey, this guy's missing a jaw. Is that a Mandela effect?
Look, I think we now have fleur de lis on our forehead.
Oh, this guy's missing a face.
This guy's missing a nose, man.
I want to see a skull with a bandana on. Seriously, like that would be cool.
Yeah.
You know, I'm over here trying to scroll up.
On. There you go.
There you go.
And
There you
yeah, that is the way I
Yeah, there it
remember.
is. Hey, you got
I
your thing
remember
good,
them.
man.
Yeah.
That kind of looks like pie.
No, I think he stole it from Bruce Springsteen.
Oh.
Don't you even get me started with that one.
I thought Ty was wearing them like that.
Bandanas?
Bruce
Yeah.
Springsteen totally had a bandana.
No, not
wore it
since
like
the 80s.
that.
Brian, show some rounds
Oh.
I did. I gave you.
I didn't wear them like that. I wore them Sons of Anarchy style, whatever Gar's going to sing type thing.
Oh, okay. So you kept it in your back pocket, like?
No, I never had them in my back pocket.
Oh, okay.
My mother had some inclination that if I wore a bandana in my back pocket, she thought I was dealing drugs. You know, I was like 13 at the time. Yeah, I know what that means.
He's got it. Yeah, if he's got his back pocket, he's definitely a drug dealer.
Yeah, drug dealer. You're a drug dealer. I'm like 13. I'm a drug dealer. My mother was crazy.
Left side is cocaine. Right side is.
I don't know. I don't know. But when to let you know how bad my childhood was. Okay, this is how bad it was. When I watched Mommy Dearest when I was a kid with my brother. Okay, and we both constantly used that as a reference to the way that my mother was. Yeah, we did. It's like, Mommy Dearest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did she beat you with the hanger?
I love it.
She was crazy.
Did she psycho you on with the
She
hanger?
was crazy. My mother was crazy.
You're not supposed to use these wire hangers.
Right. She was nuts. She was just she was nuts. Yeah.
A tune.
When she was raising us. She's not. That's
She's
not.
crazy for Cocoa Puffs.
She was cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. Right. You got it.
Yeah, there we go.
She was COON. Had a tune.
So I'm trying to find the residue you sent me. When was it? I mean, you've been sending me a lot of residue on that.
I sent you tons of it, don't you?
I was trying to find it. And you sent me something about Drakkar.
I think he's trying to tell you he lost his entire hard drive. That's what he's trying to
Yeah.
No.
Hey guys.
Drakkar looks really weird. Drakkar,
Hey guys.
Any of you guys want
That's
to play?
right.
Yeah.
I got a new Emmy from Dead GPK. Hey, Brian, go to the smallest pyramid in Giza. You'll find out that on the side it has a coin slot now.
What?
Yep.
Why do you want to put a coin in the pyramid?
That's what they want to do. You got to insert it to do something. Go for a ride. Take a ride on the tiny pyramid.
Yep.
Well, instead of putting a coin slot, wouldn't it be a lot more lucrative?
They put a
to
pharaoh
like,
hat on you.
That's
weird. Before you put your tax money.
Yeah, there we go.
There you go.
No way.
No.
No way.
Coin slot in it? Let's see.
It's not coin slot, but yeah, that's not right.
Yeah, that's not right.
No, that's not right at all.
For sure. Nope.
Wait a minute, that's always been there.
Yeah, talking about.
Yeah, if I was a kid, I'd be like, I did not do it. I didn't do it. I didn't do it.
Yes, you did.
Exactly.
Somebody got fired for that job. Oops.
Yeah, that's it. Whoops.
Yeah, hey, somebody took the bricks home, I guess.
Yeah.
Might need to build something.
That was Bob's job. That was Bob. Bob was supposed to do this. Yep.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of which, Brian, go to the other pyramids. Let me see if the other pyramids have lost their top, because it was just a little while ago that Unimundi was reporting on this. Okay, it still got it a little bit. Yeah, a little bit. All right. At one point in time, they were all the same size, and then they kind of went back. So they're always kind of changing. It's good to keep a good eye on these things.
This is probably a more.
Yeah, got to keep a good hexagonal eye or whatever you call that shape.
Yep, exactly. All right. Well, I know there's 3 up front. I don't remember those, but I guess they're always around. The thing that always got me, have you guys seen the 8-sided pyramid?
No.
Yeah, go to the 8-sided pyramid. You'll see what I mean.
Yeah, that's in Las Vegas.
No.
Yeah.
Is it really?
Yeah, 8-sided pyramids.
Really?
They've always been around. Yeah, you don't know that?
Yeah, they've always been there.
They've always been there. They've been hiding, and they.
They sided pyramid, of course. It's always been there.
Features of the Great Pyramid.
There it is.
The surface has 8 sides.
What? No.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, holy
and it's
pyramid, Batman.
Dawn and sunset on the spring and autumn equinoxes. As the sun casts shadows on the pyramid, it reveals the 8-sided concave construction. Ancient Egyptians built this because they were aware of the solar cycle. The mathematics.
That's some Indiana Jones stuff right there. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
I just got my hat.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
I just put on my fedora. I got my whip.
Yeah.
I was heading over there.
Yeah. All right. Let us know how it goes.
No. Yeah, that's the one place you would not find me in Egypt. You know what I mean? I'm not going there. I'd be like, where's the nearest 7-Eleven? Be like,
well, in my case, where's the nearest Wawa store?
Here I come running out with a big boulder chasing me.
Yeah, that's it. Oh yeah. How about the Franciscan monk? You know, when you choose wisely.
Right. You know, in Egypt, I know there's no 7-Eleven in Egypt. I know that, guys. I'm only kidding, but there are probably plenty of Starbucks. That's probably what you're looking at down here. Some Starbucks on front.
I think you might be right.
I'm not kidding. It probably was.
What does this look like to you?
8-sided pyramid.
Right.
8-sided pyramid.
I'm looking at one of those.
We have a winner.
You know, one of those little Chinese fortune tellers that you played with as a kid? That's what it looks like.
What do you,
well, of course
it would. You open up and you close. And...
Yeah, of course.
Oh, yeah, that's the origami, right?
I always played with those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to drive one of those cars on the right-hand side.
Yeah, those are ancient cars. Did you know that the Egyptians had cars?
Oh, got way back when. Turbo chariots.
Yes.
No, I could go with that. I want the polished.
Hey, they had camels under the hood. Let me tell you.
But you know what?
And a pack of cigarettes.
Massive. Where is it?
Yeah,
where's this pyramid at? Because it's massive. Where's this pyramid at? Because it's massive.
That's the
that is huge.
That's the Great Pyramid of Giza. That's the great one.
Yes.
That great one did not have 8 sides.
Oh heck no, it did not.
No way.
Sure it did. Always had it.
No.
It did. It did now.
No, it did now. That's great. That's great.
Always had it. Come on.
If we ever get our Jeopardy, guys, if we ever get our Jeopardy, we're screwed. Are
there 10-sided pyramids now? There better not be 10-sided pyramids. I thought I saw a 10-sided pyramid.
Oh, that's next week's show.
Is that what?
Yeah. Next week's show is the 10-sided.
Hold on, I got to look at that. Are there 10-sided pyramids? Every time I look, it's always something new. Yeah, we always had that. Let's see.
Right.
Yay, a new one.
Wait, here's
and the entertainment never stops.
And there's the 2 that are equal. Weren't they all equal?
You had the Great Pyramid, this one, and then
they were all the same size. Now there's one smaller.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on, guys.
Pardon me, man, but can you help me get to the Mandela effect from Pythagoras? I took a wrong turn somewhere around the trilateral commission.
Yeah, I lost my slide rule. Look at this. There's 2 big ones.
You guys have seen
small one.
Have you guys seen the God's Eye Nebula?
No.
Oh, the one looks like an eye?
Yeah.
What about it?
I stumbled across that a little while back, and I thought it was kind of fascinating.
Wow. Yeah, me too. I found out a long time ago. That was pretty awesome, man.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at some of these, look at the God's Eye Nebula. Just take a picture of that, or Brian, pull that one up. It is so amazing.
Which one?
It is.
The God's Eye Nebula.
What nebula?
The God's Eye Nebula. Yeah.
Yeah, just type it in and pull up the image.
Oh, wow. Wait, it's Sauron.
Sauron, yep.
Sauron, the Lord of the Rings. That's amazing.
Isn't that crazy?
Isn't it cool, though? Looks just like a freaking eye.
I see you.
And let me guess. Yep. Where is it? Near Saturn?
I don't know. I think we're approaching it. Zooming past it and be checking this out.
Right.
It's following you.
I mean, this is too coincidental, guys. I mean, there are shapes in the atmosphere that look like what's on our Earth. You know, like horses, nebulas, and eyes. Come on, it's too coincidental.
Just as long as they don't have a phallic symbol up there, I'm okay with it.
There it is, right there.
Ah.
Oh, well, you guys already did that.
There's a foot kicking something.
A foot? Hey, show me a skull in the sky.
Sky skull?
Yeah, like a skull, you know, like a nebula, a skull nebula or something.
Skull
You know
nebula.
what I'm saying?
Type it in.
Yeah, skull nebula. See if there's a skull nebula in there. You know?
There it is.
Oh, that's fake. That's so fake.
Skull nebula.
Skull nebula.
That's more like it.
It's very nebulous.
Huh.
Are you having a nebula day?
That's what I'm saying. Like, some of these images and everything are obviously doctored, but
Yeah, Photoshop.
yeah, it's it. Well, guys, my mind is about to take a rest for the night, and I'm sure you are wanting to get on as well. I appreciate all of you coming on tonight, and everyone out there in the chat. You know, we definitely appreciate all the residue you guys send me. And
absolutely. Thanks for the flying, Dad. Appreciate it. Everyone else out there, ran the planes, all you other guys, you know, appreciate it too.
Yes, and Troy, thank you.
Absolutely, Brian. Thank you, Ty. Always a pleasure. Tom, Harold, Teresa.
Good night, guys. We're gonna have Marlena on Friday. You know Marlena, she was on a while back. She's coming on Friday. Okay.
Awesome.
She's got some amazing, outstanding insight too.
Beautiful.
So thanks, guys. Have a good night.
All right, guys. Have a great night.
Night, night. Sweet dreams.